This is the West Pest from Cre8audio. I've been really curious to check this out, so when it popped up in the local used marketplace, I jumped all over it. I got it for just under 200 bucks. I think they go for about 250 normally. So it's not a true unboxing. Can you have an unboxing when it's bought used? Nah, I don't know. I'm going to go for it. I think the only difference is that if you bought it new, it would come with patch cables, but I have tons of those, so we're good. All right, let's see what we got. Overview of the interface, wall wart, adapters. Oh, thankfully they included the sticker. Yes. And here is the synth. Let's check it out. Looks like a hard plastic. Oh, the top could be metal. I think it's just plastic. It's kind of hard to tell. But the buttons feel good. Knobs feel really good. All right. Excited to get this going and see what kind of sounds we can make. All right, so I got it all hooked up. I'm ready to go. Got my patch cables. Since I bought it used, the first thing I'm going to do is just restore it back to its factory settings. And let's see, let me check the manual. So if you hold the octave up, octave down, C2 buttons, it should do that. And it does not look any. Oh, there it went. Great. So just to get kind of oriented, the difference, my understanding of the difference between West Coast synthesis and East Coast synthesis is that while East Coast is subtractive synthesis that focuses on oscillators and cutoffs and taking out harmonics to create different sounds, this focuses on folding waves on top of each other. So we have a wave folder as kind of our main knob as opposed to like a cutoff filter. Also, it says the dynamics controller as opposed to like an ADSR. That's kind of interesting too. We got a sustain, release, and a release mod. Patch Bay has some internal routings where the LFO is routed to, looks like it's routed to the fold mod, the release mod, and the FM. I know the MIDI pitch, it goes to pitch. And the MIDI gate goes to the dynamics gate, but I'm not going to use MIDI right now, so that's nothing. So I just should, I'm just going to be aware that the LFO is already going to FM, fold, and release. And so at the moment, I'm just going to keep those down and see if we can get some sound out of this. So, all right. Let's just turn up. Oh yeah, so the second I turned up the LFO and turned up the fold mod, once this went down, it almost completely cuts off the sound. See, once it hits the bottom of that and then starts going up again. So here. Yeah. That's pretty cool. Nice. Okay, so to change the waveforms, am I doing that? Because right here you see there's like almost like shift buttons. So there's yellow, and then the tap button for the clock is white. So there's basically two shifts to do all of these functions that you can do with it, which is pretty cool. Holding yellow shift and pushing this changes the wave. Let's do it again. That's cool. You can check that out. You can do two waves folded on top of each other. So this is a sine and a triangle. That's pretty cool. Let's see. It's sine wave and like the backwards saw wave. I don't know what that's called. Nice. I wonder if we can get them all. Yep. Yeah, it's not really noise, I guess, because it, well, yeah, it's pretty much sounds just like noise. I'd call that noise. All right, let's go back to just the sine wave. All right, let's make a sequence. Tap on the sequencer by holding yellow and pushing the B key. So I'm just going to start. I just hit the tap to make it go a little bit faster. Let's turn up the fold mod just a little bit, see what that does. Oh, you can kind of hear that when it got really low. Make it go like quieter. Yeah. So you can change the LFO, how fast the LFO moves if you shift in yellow to go really fast. You can also change the length of the gate that's happening by, it looks like, holding down the white shift and sequencer gate. And this is telling us how long that is. So that's the longest setting. Oh, that's cool. All right, so now let's set it a slow modulation rate. Now it's going to pass through that. It's awesome. You can really hear it there. And you turn it down less so it doesn't go quite as deep. That already sounds really good. So I'm kind of picking up that these are basically just attenuators for the LFO going to the fold and LFO going to release. That's what it seems like to me. So another part of West Coast synthesis is adding in randomization, and so there's some different options for that too, which I kind of want to figure out. But you can take your sequence, and then if you hold Shift and the octaves button, it adds on extra octaves to it, and you can also take those back down. So I'm going to try that, the same sequence. And I'm going to add octaves to it. And it gets up there. Let's try a different... So I'm going to try doing the same sequence with some different waves, But you can also, it looks like, hold down Shift and hit random, and it will change the waveform for each note that comes up in the sequence. So that just, that's one element of just adding some randomness into it. All right, so I'm going to make it random now. That sounds really cool. Now we're getting out there. All right, so I'm going to turn up the glide a little bit. So I'm going to turn it up a lot. Okay, maybe back down a little bit. You can also set it to play the notes at random rather than in the order that I pressed them. So that just adds another, we already got this going. That just adds another layer of kind of like cool randomness to it. So let's see how that sounds. All right, here comes the random. I'm gonna turn down the gate again. That's actually pretty cool. You can set it to swing too. Let's to get the rhythm to swing a little bit. Let's see what that sounds like. You can change the amount of swing too. That's kind of cool. Turn up the glide a little bit. Yeah, there we go. That's kind of fun. All right, I'm gonna set the swing back. And you can get some really cool things. This is sounding great. Oh, listen to that. I have just a touch of FM going on. Just enough to kind of make it feel a little bit off balance. That sounds great. I'm going to turn off the random. Cool. Okay, so I'm going to try the Arpeggiator now. So I think we turn on this sequencer and then do that. I think that's the Arpeggiator. That's kind of cool. Nice. Turn up the gate. Oh, that's great. Cool stuff. This actually has the ability to generate a sequence completely at random. All you have to do is hit Shift White and click Generate. So let's see what happens if we do that. So I'm going to turn on the sequencer and we'll click Generate. Oh, so it's going really slow right now. But it's totally random right now. Let me speed it up. Sounds cool. I'm gonna turn on the random oscillators. Playing around with this really fast now. That sounds awesome. Slowed it way down. Pretty cool stuff. All right, so the last thing I want to kind of look into is this multi-function out. And so that's connected right over here. And there's a bunch of different, or there's 4 different things. We can have MIDI to CV gate. It can be a separate LFO, random voltage, or an envelope. And what I wanted to try and do was to see what we could do to get more randomness using that. So if you hit shift in multifunction, you can change what the multifunction will be. And I'm going to set it to random. We'll have that, and let's actually try going to pitch. See what happens. It's pretty random. Hold on, let me turn down the gate a little, medium gate. That's random voltage right there. So let's try and do a sequence with it. So I'm gonna turn on the sequencer. Oh, here, let me clear the last sequence. So now we have just a empty sequence, and I'll just do something. Nice. Let's see if we unplug it. It should just go back to like a regular sequence. Let me speed it up. Alright, now if I put this in. That's awesome. Let's try putting it in the fold mod. Or FM. We'll try putting it in FM. A lot of crazy stuff. Wonder what happens if we put in the clock in. Man. I got it going in the dynamics gate right now. Alright, I'm pulling that out further. So clearly there are a lot of cool ways to get some random stuff going on and to make some really cool sounds on this. I'm pretty impressed. This is a lot of fun to play with. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please do so. I'd really appreciate it. I'm trying to grow the channel and every subscriber helps. Thanks for listening.